Hello students, welcome to online video tutorials. Let's continue with WDM concepts and components. In this video, let's try to understand what is 8x8 star coupler, optical isolator and circulators. Implementation of 8x8 star coupler using 3 dB couplers. This can be formed by interconnecting 2x2 3 dB couplers or 2x2 couplers. So it requires basically 12 2x2 couplers. The star couplers in WDM systems take all the entering optical signals and combine them from multiple input ports and then divide them equally among the output ports. So the key part of a star coupler is that n cross n coupler will divide the power up by n times. Meaning that if you are using 4x4 star couplers, it will divide the power and place 1/4 of power on each output line. So we can see that there are 8 inputs in case of star couplers and we have 8 outputs. So each output will be having 1/8 of input ports. So cascading 3 coupler to construct 8 star couplers is shown in this figure. So here the formula which is written, that is NC is equal to n by 2 log 2 log base to the power 2 into n will give you the required number of 3 dB couplers to form a n cross n couplers. So it can be also written as n by 2 is equal to log n by log 2. So you will get 12. It means that we are using 12 3 dB couplers in order to construct 8x8 star couplers. So we can tell that the fraction of 1 by n of launched power is appearing on all the output ports in case of star couplers. So presuming a beta is nothing but an excess loss which is incurred in 3 dB couplers. So then the loss incurred by a signal passing through n cross n star coupler is given by L star beta to the power log of n by n. So when you express in dB, it is given by L star of 10 into 1 minus 3.3 log of beta into log of n dB. That means it is built up in logarithmically. When I say 3 dB, it means that half of the power input should be coupled to each of the output port. So the 3 dBs here used are based on the concept of equal power division. The 8x8 star couplers can also be written as shown in this figure. Instead of 3 dB, I can also place 2x2. As I told, 3 dB is also called as a equal power divider, wherein each 2x2 divides half of the input power to the couple and coupled to the each of the output port. In 8x8 star coupler, at each output port, the value will be 1/8 times P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus 4 plus P5 plus P6 plus P7 plus P8. Suppose if we are considering n cross n star couplers, so n is a multiple of 2. So n is equal to 2 power 3. Here it is a case of 8 cross 8. So it will be 2 power 3. That 3 represents the number of stages. So what is the loss incurred, observed in entire 8x8 star coupler setup or n cross n coupler setup is given by excess loss in dB, that is minus 10 log of ft power log n. So this ft gives how much power transversing in each 3 dB coupler elements. Of course we will have some losses. So how much power is transversing in each 3 dB is given by ft. Splitting loss is given by minus 10 log of 1 by n. Therefore total loss we can get it as splitting loss plus excess loss for n cross n star coupler. Let us see one important problem on n cross n couplers. A 32 cross 32 single mode coupler made from a cascade of 3 dB fused fiber 2 cross 2 couplers where 5% of power is lost in each element. Find excess loss, splitting loss and the total loss. So this is the given problem. So we know that n cross n, here it is 32 cross 32 star coupler they have used. So from the given data they have told 5% of loss is there in each element. So how much power will be transversing in 3 dB coupler or 3 dB element is the rest 95%. So we can write it as Ft is equal to 0.95. We know that the excess loss is given by minus 10 log of Ft log Ft power log n. So if you substitute the values, we can get 1.11 dB. Similarly, we also know splitting loss is given by minus 10 log of 1 by n. Substitute the given values, we get up to 15 dB. Total loss is given by splitting loss plus excess loss. So when we add the excess loss and splitting losses which are obtained, so the value is 16.11 dB. So what are optical isolators? Isolator is an optical component which allows the transmission of light in only one direction. The component shown in the figure has an arrow mark, we can see, which is only directed to one direction. So it means that it allows the transmission of light only in one direction. The light is completely blocked in other direction. So these isolators are used to prevent unwanted feedbacks into the lasers. What are the components of an optical isolator? There are three parts. First one is birefringent wedge, Faraday rotator, and again at the output side also we have a wedge placed. So what is the principle? The blue light shown here is that the light travels in the forward direction. We call it as a forward light, and the light traveling in the forward direction into two beams by the wedge. This beams is rotated by the Faraday rotator. Then these two beams are combined at the output of the birefringent wedge at the output, and then this light will be coupled back to the fiber and travels in the system. This is about the forward light, which is represented in blue color. Similarly, the red color indicates that light travels in backward direction, and this light also separates into two beams from the birefringent wedge and rotated by the Faraday rotator. And when these two beams gather, the input birefringent wedge, um, instead of combining, these beams are further diverged apart and cannot be forwarded back to the fiber. So this indicates that isolators always transmits in one direction and blocks the light in another direction. Birefringence wedge. So if we have to truly understand how the isolator works, we need to understand how this wedge works. So birefringence wedge, I simply call it as wedge here, and here we can see that a light basically has a polarization. When I say polarization, it means the vibrations in the direction of electric waves. So vibrations in the direction of electric waves. So for most of the materials, this polarization does not matter at all. But there are some materials like calcite crystals, as mentioned in the figure, that have different refractive index for perpendicular polarizations of light. So for one horizontal polarization, it will have one refractive index. For the vertical polarization, it will have one more refractive index. That's the property of that particular crystal, that is calcite crystal. Hence we call this as an birefringent crystals. So these crystals has lower Ri for ordinary ray. We call it as an O ray, as represented in the figure. So where it shows the horizontal polarization, and we can also see that the ray is bent less. Similarly, light is bent more in the vertical polarization, and this E ray has higher refractive index. So in this way, both polarization are spatially separated at the output side. Faraday rotator. So we'll try to understand what is Faraday rotator. This Faraday rotator is based on the principle of magneto-optic effect, and it is an optical device which rotates the polarization of light due to this effect, and this is non-reciprocal. So in this figure we can see at the input side the light has a vertical polarization which is represented in red color. After passing through the Faraday rotator, the polarization of light is rotated at certain angle. So this rotational angle uh, depends on three factors. First is magnetic flux density, path or distance between the rotator, distance of the Faraday rotator, and uh, material constant V. So in optical isolator, this rotational angle is 45 degrees. Also, the Faraday rotator is the one which always rotates in a single direction only. So this single direction rotation makes fiber optic isolator possible. So let's come back to the actual diagram. Let's look at first forward direction. The input light is separated by wedge as O ray and E ray. So O ray is 90 degree polarized and E ray is 0 degree polarized as shown in the figure. The dot represent it is 0 degree polarized. So after Faraday rotator, both beams are rotated at 45 degree. You can see that the O ray which was in 90 degree, now it has become 45 degree, and E ray is rotated at minus 45 degree. And let's look at the forward direction. So later in the first figure, after it combines back to the single beam by using the outside output wedge and continue travel in the forward direction. That's about the forward light. When you look into the backward direction, the reflected light is separated into two beams. The O ray is at 45 degree and E ray is at minus 45 degree. Again, when it is passing through the Faraday rotator, it has to rotate at 45 degrees because the isolated property is that it exactly rotates at 45 degree. So now the O ray is become 0 degree and E ray is minus, E ray has become minus 90 degrees. So it means that we can observe that E beam follows the original E beam direction and O beam follows the original E beam direction. They are separated apart and cannot get into the input fibers. So they are totally blocked from traveling back. This second figure indicates that the isolators are totally blocked from traveling back. So this is an internal operation of an isolator. What are optical circulators? These have at least three ports. The function is to transmit from one port to the next port with the minimum loss. So that's an advantage. We can see the component figure which is shown here, and we can also observe that the port 1, the light is traveling from port 1 to port 2 and port 2 to port 3, and we can see that port 3 is not traveling to port 1. Most of the circulators, port 3 will not be transmitting to port 1, but there are some circulators that will even pass from port 3 to port 1. So these are called as an optical circulators. So this figure shows three input optical circulator. From this setup we can understand that it is a non-reciprocal device, and here the input at port 1 is output at port 2. Input at port 2 is output at port 3. Input at port 3 is output at port 1. So the optic signal here is coupled from one port to another port in only clockwise direction. So no coupling is possible in the anti-clockwise directions. Applications of isolators and circulators are used in optical amplifiers, add or drop amplifiers, dispersion compensation modules.